Yeah, sure.
Hey,
Oh yeah,
we there.
looking good, homie.
Hang on 1 second here. What am I doing? That should be fine.
Audio sounds pretty good to me, but chat can let us know if it's
Cool.
needs to be adjusted at all.
So I got probably about a minute before I start. I appreciate everybody tuning in for this glorious marathon of speedruns that we're doing here for a fantastic cause. I'm going to be doing the no major glitches run of Zelda Link to the Past. I'm going to put kind of a goofy twist on it, mainly to have a little bit of fun. And what I'm going to do is a lot of crazy, fun tricks or strats that you don't see too often, mainly because either they're hard or they're just not very consistent. And along with that, I have probably about 30. And every one that I miss or mess up, I'm going to be donating $2 to the fantastic cause. So I'm really looking forward to it.
Heck yeah, dude. And I will be matching that amount as well, whatever it turns out to be.
Oh, baby. And I do apologize. Obviously, Greenham is here for the commentary. Introduce him. Thank you so much for this. I know we're all kind of sleep deprived, but it's definitely worth it. And I know you're going to give an awesome commentary.
Dude, it's going to be so much fun. I'm really looking forward to this run and all of the silly tricks that you're going to be going for. And I know at least one viewer, which is FSG, is probably excited too, unless he's asleep since he is over in Europe.
Alrighty, I'm going to click on my live split and we're going to get ready to rock and roll.
Heck yeah, dude. Good luck, have fun, man.
Thank you. Alright, in 3, 2, 1, go.
Alright, so as Fricker introduced, this is the any percent no major glitches category of The Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past, the third game in the series, and the best in my humble opinion. This category is the main / most popular category that is ran of this game. And Fricker has an incredibly good NMG time. He is definitely at the top of the leaderboards, has a low 1 hour, 25 minute PB. So obviously the estimate is a little more than that, which is why he's decided to throw in a lot of these more risky tricks and everything, because they could definitely cost you a good amount of time if you miss them. So it'll be a nice way to fill the time and make the run a little more exciting. So right now we are in the escape sequence. It is the beginning of the game, so obviously we have very little equipment and we can't actually go that fast. There really isn't a whole lot going on in terms of tech for this segment, but the one thing that you probably will see is just clean movement. Oh baby, we're going right side Hyrule Castle, let's go. So interestingly enough, this is a strat that you see a lot of Japanese runners doing. And really the only reason that, nice dodges, dude. The only reason that we don't do it, or most people don't do it in normal runs, is just because left pumping is a lot more difficult for most people going on the right side instead. But other than that, the time difference is really quite minimal. So that was kind of a cool thing to see. I'm curious if he's going to take the right side back as well. Risky escape tech, yeah. Alright, so we have the blue boomerang now. Very important item during the run. You'll definitely see it used pretty heavily, probably immediately in this upcoming fight. If we get bad RNG with this guard coming up here. But this is the first kind of mini boss fight of the game. It's definitely not like a normal boss. The boss music doesn't play or anything. But Fricker's going to be employing the 8/ strategy here to dispatch with the big key guard and grab that key so he can rescue Zelda from her prison. Are we doing the snake gamble? That is a really good question, Moogle. Are we doing the snake gamble, Fricker? In the sewers in Chesky going left side?
That's a good question. I didn't think of that. We'll see when we get there.
All right. It's going to be an on-the-fly sort of thing, so... But I do want to take just a quick moment, since there really isn't a whole lot going on here in Escape, but I just want to say a huge, massive thank you to everyone who has donated, viewed, hosted, etc. throughout this event. Honestly, like, my expectations have been completely blown away, and you all are just a fantastic bunch of nerds, and just thank you so much for your generosity in supporting this great cause. And we all get to watch some excellent gameplay of some wonderful games, so it's really just been a great event overall, and I'm just really glad that I was able to be a part of it. So shout outs to Trisnell for being the spearhead of this and putting all this together. Yo, nice stair lag cancel there. So there's this kind of newish thing that's been discovered recently, and on those tiny little manual stairs that you see there, normally when you come off of those stairs, Link kind of stutters his movement a little bit and slows down. His movement is just something stupid where he goes way slower than normal. But we can actually avoid that by doing a quick cardinal direction tap right before you come off the stairs. And that actually avoids that stair lag, so saves a few frames here and there. No, Wase's excited about the saved frames. Let's see what kind of key rat RNG we get here. That is pretty good RNG. It's not the best RNG, but it is very close to it. The best RNG you usually see is if that key rat is coming directly towards you. Oh. So you saw there he was employing the boomerang already to stun a few of those enemies out of his way, but unfortunately got some bad RNG and one trucked him, but no big deal. Looking like rat frames are not a possibility, so we're not even going to talk about them. Solid escape, though. That was like a 551 or 2.
I almost split.
And that would have been the end of that timer. Yo, JR. Dude, thank you so much for that generous donation of $25. And dude, great run. That was a really, really entertaining run to watch. Alright, so Fricker is skipping an optional safety item there. In that chest right next to the priest, there is a heart container that you can pick up optionally. By skipping it, you save about 3 seconds in that room alone, and then also about an extra second just of lag from the extra heart being drawn throughout the entire rest of the run. So it is a really, really nice safety to have. That extra heart does come in handy quite a bit, but Fricker is definitely confident enough in his gameplay to where he does not need that for the most part. Alright, so we are now on our way to the Eastern Palace, which is the first pendant palace that we'll be picking up here. And by getting the pendant from this dungeon, it will allow us to get the Pegasus boots from Saha afterwards, and then we can actually start going fast. Eastern is also going to be the first site of one of these crazy tricks that Fricker is going to be going for, which is called Gifted with Greenies. And you're going to see that room right after he picks up the bow from the big chest. The dark room right above that is our target one that we were talking about. Yo, Dusty Griff, thank you so much for that raid. Much appreciated. Welcome, welcome. All right, this room that Fricker is coming into right about now is has one of the first kind of speedrun tech tricks of the run. We walk in a very particular pattern there to attempt to spawn only 2 Stalfos. One of the Stalfos, by walking in that pattern, actually spawns in the door above you, which just despawns it entirely, and you can get out of that room just by killing 2 Stalfos, but unfortunately got an extra spawn there. So Fricker just skipped an optional but pretty good set of arrows that you can potentially pick up there in that room from a pot. He's going to be hoping that he doesn't get he doesn't hit a 1 out of 8 chance to not get any more arrow drops for the rest of the run, or not the rest of the run, but the rest of the dungeon, which could cause him to have to pick up some extra arrows in the room right before the boss of this dungeon. That was also a really cool key strat in that dark room there with throwing a diagonal boom. Can save a few frames, I guess I should say, but mostly it just looks cool. Oh, dude, that big key room though, that was a really nice boost from those anti-fairies. So what he did there was he actually intentionally ran into that Popo to give himself iframes, and during that invulnerability period, he was actually able to grab the pot and hit the switch underneath it. Alright, so he has the bow now, and now he's going to be going into the Gifted with Greenies room, so we'll see if he hits this trick. It's a very interesting strategy, but it's very, very RNG dependent, so if he misses it, it's most likely not his fault. Oh, and he got blocked by an Igor, unfortunately. And he isn't able to... Wait, where's the key? He didn't kill the Igor with the key, unfortunately. But yeah, that's a really interesting strat that pretty much nobody goes for because, as I said, it's very RNG dependent, and most of the time you just end up missing it entirely. So it is really, really pleasant to look upon when it is done well, though. There's a clip of oh, there's the arrow drop that he was looking for. If he didn't get that arrow drop there, he would have had to pick up some pots. And now he's going to be attempting a slightly different Armo strat, but misses that one as well. He's gonna stand in the middle of the circle essentially and fire arrows in seemingly random directions, but it's actually a very specific pattern that he was going for there. Unfortunately, didn't get that trick either, but that's actually good news for Charity, so no worries at all. Tristan coming in hot with the Fricker facts. Did you know that Papa Fricker used to be a South Side rapper? I did not. I was unaware of that. I know he's got some flow, though, that's for sure. Alright. We are out of Eastern now, which means we can go visit our favorite cowboy, Sahasrara. And he's going to give us the Pegasus boots. And once we have those, we can start dashing around Hyrule without impunity. And it also gives us access to some minor glitches. The first one that you're going to see is the spin dash, which involves slashing your sword, charging it, and then releasing your charged spin, and then hitting the A button on the frame afterwards, which puts Link into a glitched state to where he can't actually slash his sword anymore. But if you come off of manual stairs cardinally, you'll be moving at what we call super speed. Normally when Link moves in cardinal directions, he moves at about an average of 1.5 pixels per frame. But when we're dashing and when we're also in that super speed state, Link moves at 4 pixels per frame. So I'm pretty decent at math, and I think you guys probably are too, but you don't have to be to know that that is just way faster. Nice spin speed there right before the library. That saves about half a second if it's done really well, which Fricker executed very cleanly. You guys are too sweet. I'm lucky to know all of you nerds. Ooh, that was close. All right, so the next kind of silly trick that we're going to see attempted here is going to occur on our way into desert. Once we actually get into the desert area, there are a set of cacti that are very close together, and the space is just wide enough for exactly one link to fit through there. So Fricker is going to be attempting, I'm pretty sure, what will be a pixel perfect dash if he gets this. He's going to try to go in between the cacti. Oh, just misses it though. So that's another $2, actually $4, I should say, for charity from the both of us. Also, shout outs to FSG, who we mentioned a little bit earlier, who is the one who kind of put this initial list together, and we also kind of farmed some other ones from the ALTP Discord. We're going to see another attempt at a silly strat here, which is an optimal Desert 1 strat. Unfortunately, do we still call that a miss? I'm not sure. Oh, the bonk over the antlion, dude. Heck yes. I wasn't expecting that. That wasn't on the list. But that's a very, very cool strat as well. This is so much fun to watch, honestly. Normally when we're watching these, NMG runs, it's pretty predictable, what's going to happen, what strats are going to be chosen. There's some, minor differences here and there, but by and large, people do pretty much the same things, which, is still fun to watch and talk about. And that one right there, actually, we saw a slash of the Popo through the statue there. I think he actually hit that one, so we'll count that. Nice chest turn also after the cannonball room. Alright, so most of the time it's a bad idea to dash on stairs, but in very specific instances, like the one we saw right there, leaving the gloves room, it's actually a little bit faster due to Link's movement pattern to walk a little bit into the stairs and then dash out of them. Ends up saving a few frames. Probably going to see D2 spin speed here, which is just Desert 2 spin speed, meaning we're on our way to Desert 2, and we do a spin speed, which is actually very risky because when you're in that glitch state, if you touch the edge of that ledge at all, Link will hop off, and you'll have to go through the first part of Desert again. Yeah, and that was unbuffered. Usually, people will use that buffer to the lamp, which you have to do anyway at the end of this dungeon. Oh, going for a pixel perfect dash there under the BMOS in the Popo Genocide room, but missed that one, unfortunately. I keep saying unfortunately, but really it is fortunately. So sitting on half a heart here, I would expect perhaps that he will pick up a few hearts in this room here. There are some under the pots. Nice, nice. That is true, Corn. You only need a half a heart, but these landmos can be rather unpredictable. He also only has 20 arrows going into this, but he's not going to miss any. There's no way he misses it. Okay, never mind. That was my bad. All right, half a heart now, so ooh, anything in this fight will kill him at that point. So that is that is one of the benefits of taking the Sanctuary Heart. You do get that extra heart container, and you do have an extra heart to work with, so it can help in some instances. But this is fine. I'd imagine now, sitting on 11 arrows, he will be grabbing that extra 5. Oh, he goes for the dash again. What a beast. And the reason that he was on low health is because he's going for some of these sillier strats. And it's just, I mean, it's very likely that he's going to be taking more damage than he would normally be doing. And he did, Owase. All right, it does grab the other arrows. The room is already open, so we don't have to light anything again. The movement of all these worms is entirely random. The spawns in the first cycle are actually hard-coded, so we at least know where they're going to spawn in the first cycle. Ooh, nice. Kills one of the worms in the second, like 2 worms in the second cycle, actually. Dude, nice second fight. Finishes with 1 arrow to spare. Nice 3-cycle fight there. Alright, so those cacti that we encountered on the way into desert, well, they're still there, and we still want to try to dash to them, so Fricker's going to be going for a frame/pixel perfect trick here, where he's going to try to dash in between these 2 cacti. Oh, and he nails it! Let's go! Heck yeah, dude. That is the fastest way to get out of that screen. Alright, so now he's going to be going, and our next dungeon that we're trying to get to is Hera, which is up on Death Mountain. And the fastest way to get there is actually by swimming, but we don't have the flippers yet. But luckily in this version of the game, there's a glitch that allows us to have what we call fake flippers, and he's going to go through for what we call the South Shore Drive-By. Normally there's a setup on that screen where we intentionally press up against that bush there, and it puts us in a very particular spot so we can just hold diagonal from that bush and be on the right pixel. But one of the challenge strats that Fricker was going for there was to do that strat without the lineup, and he nailed it. All right, so we're rescuing poor Mr. Magoo here, who has clearly lost his glasses and does not know how to find his way back home. So we're going to be a friendly little hero and take him back to his home, and we are going to get rewarded for our efforts with the magic mirror. Yo, early Hera, bomb jump, or riot. Thank you so much for that donation of $10. Much appreciated. All right, so another spin dash here, which helps us get up Death Mountain a little bit faster. Death Mountain is very appropriately named. There's tons of RNG and sky cabbages just raining down hell upon you. Scrivo expertly pointing out no bomb climb when we have 0 bombs. And sir, I just watched you do a 100% run where you didn't do the bomb climb. So you have no room to talk. All right. So in Hera here, there are 2 kind of approaches that you can use for these rooms that are coming up here. You can either choose to use the boomerang, or you can do strats without it, but the ones with boomerang actually had to do 3 inputs on the same frame there. He had to hit A and Y and down all on the same frame in order to throw the boomerang downward but still dash to the right. And then he canceled his dash right when he hit those blue pegs. And so now by standing on those pegs, he actually has iframes. It doesn't have to worry about any of the tiles hitting him. So really nice strat, gives you a little break, and it also puts the pegs down for this room, so you don't actually have to hit the crystal switch in this room as well. Yeah, was that a lamp dash? All right, let's see which Beatles strat we're going for here. Most likely going to be the optimal version. Indeed it is. Slashes the beetle into the pit, hits the crystal switch at the same time. Oh, gets the arrow drop. Let's go. That was sorely needed after going through 2 Landmo fights. That's a very, very nice drop to get right there. And now we're going to see our first bomb jump, and Fricker's going to be doing a very challenging version of that bomb jump, which we refer to as the early bomb jump. And that just means he's going to plant the bomb as early as he possibly can. and throw it against this left wall. Buffer so he can check his position. Ooh, that dash buffer though is so good. Hits the early bomb jump. Let's go. Now he's sitting on half a heart now, so has to be a little bit careful. Dodging all the fire from the Kadangos there. Pretty sure he didn't hit the safety switch, so he's going to be doing this Moldorm fight with a half a heart. And Moldorm is a very angry boss. I don't know who wronged him or her in their lives, but yeah, it has some issues. Movement is very, very unpredictable unless Moldorm is like in the center of the arena. Oh, that dash through at the end though can be a little risky. You can always just kind of get screwed occasionally for absolutely no reason just by dashing through the middle of them, but that was actually a very clean fight. I would have been happy with that fight on any number of hearts, honestly. Yeah, he nailed every single one of the silly strats in Hera, so that's awesome. We actually don't have any more of those coming up until the Palace of Darkness, so just going to be normal shenanigans up until that point. Ooh, a very smart grab there, picking up those arrows in the cave. Like I said, he was quite low on them already, so grabbing those arrows there only costs about a second. Definitely worth it. And so now we're going to get some rupees out of trees because, as everyone knows, money grows on trees here. So he pulls that tree there, which resets a particular counter. And after he resets that counter, what he needs to do is kill 4 enemies without taking any damage. And if he pulls another specific tree, he's going to get red rupees out of it instead of the blue ones, which we need 110 total in order to actually get into the Palace of Darkness. Nice Master Sword grab. You tend to see a lot of runners walk like completely into the pedestal and get as close to the Master Sword as possible, but as Fricker is demonstrating here, you can actually be quite far away when you pull it. Triss with all these hot Fricker facts. I'm gonna have to update my bot. Alright, so he has killed the 4 enemies. He has not taken any damage, so he's going to pull this tree and get red rupees out. And now he's sitting at 107, but in Aga Tower here, we actually get 6 naturally just by going through the route. So he's going to be just fine on cash. Scrivo, please. I would rather hear dad jokes and puns than rando jokes all day. I know, right, Oase? He plays it like a few times. Alright, so coming up in this next room in Aga Tower, we're going to see Fricker killing these enemies, hopefully with a dash. And the reason for that is very particular. You see there, he killed one of them without using a dash, which dropped a heart. And so that is quite significant in that we are actually trying to preserve those drops until later in the run when we need them more, specifically in Turtle Rock. So we actually need to pay attention in Palace of Darkness whenever he does the bomb jump to get the hammer. There's an enemy on that bridge that is in the same prize pack as those guards. And if that Helma, if Fricker wins the coin flip essentially and gets the drop, he's going to get a fairy out of the prize pack, which we would really rather not see until Turtle Rock. I don't think we'll be seeing any of those bomb jump shenanigans in Pod. That's just a little too crazy. So having beams here is actually pretty nice. You can do this room a little bit faster, and also you get to save the menu buffer in this room so you can see what the right guard is doing here. But does get the key there, grab some arrows, and is on his merry way to the boss of this dungeon, which is our first encounter with Aghanim. And this point in the run is the most RNG heavy, because Aghanim does a series of attacks, and the first attack that he does will always be an energy ball that we can actually reflect to damage him. But the next 3 attacks after that are a coin flip between being an energy ball or what we call a blue ball. And you cannot damage him by reflecting the blue balls, and it's just a straight up time loss of about 6 seconds for every single one that you get. And after those 3 50-50s, he will do a lightning attack, which we just stand at the top of the room and dodge and wait for the next phase to start. So let the counting begin. Gets the first energy, got a blue ball on the first one. And there really isn't much to this fight, other than just kind of handling his patterns. What we kind of want to do is, if at all possible, when we do get an energy shot, we want to knock him towards the center of the room, which actually gives us shorter warps on average. Obviously, if he's warping from like the bottom left corner of the room to the top right, it's going to cost a lot of time. So looks like that was his 3rd blue ball there. So if he gets an energy right here, it's going to end up being 3, but nope, it's 4, and it could be more. Yo, Trist, I'm loving these facts, dude. I didn't even know some of these facts about myself. Oh, there's number 5. And 5 it is.
Cool game.
Cool video game. So 3 is average. It's the number you're going to see most often come up. And then there is obviously decreasing chances of anything after that. But like I said, every single blue ball that you get is about 6 seconds lost, plus you lose about another 6 seconds for every lightning attack that you have to deal with. But we are officially into the Dark World now, which is where, in my opinion, the game really starts. So we're going to see a quick hop here off the ledge, which normally when Link is trying to get off of a ledge, he has this animation that he does, but once we have the boots, we can actually just hold against the ledge and tap A to quick hop off of it, which saves a pretty decent amount of frames. Going through the Palace of Darkness overworld here, we have to run into a monkey, extortionist monkey, who is going to rob us blind, essentially, in order to actually get into the palace. And if you get hit at all after you pick up Kiki here, he returns. Oh, and Fricker gets the bad RNG there too, with that spear guy walking upwards and throwing spears, but handles it perfectly by booming that left ropa there. So for everyone who has no idea how to handle that RNG, that's exactly how you do it. So routing through Pod here is pretty interesting. The reason that we do it this way is solely because we have the mirror and can just warp back easily. So we're basically just going to be running around collecting a bunch of small keys, and then grab the big key of this dungeon, and then we'll be seeing one of the most difficult tricks in this game, which is the hammer jump, which requires two very specific Y coordinates, the first of which being the coordinate on which you need to place the bomb. And oh, what a bomb drop there! You don't normally see that. That's pretty nice, though. So the first one is where the bomb actually gets placed, and the second Y coordinate that you need to worry about is where Link stands. And those two Y coordinates are not optional. You have no other choice. You can change the X coordinate a little bit, but there are a few combinations of placement and where Link is standing that will not actually work. But the main thing you need to worry about is the vertical position of Link. Get hyped for this hover. It is actually possible to hover to the big chest and also kind of clip through the rail as you're doing it. But here we go. Here is the hammer jump. He's going to be pausing because he needs to switch items anyway, but he's also using these pause buffers to actually check his position. And he's looking for a very specific cue. Nicely done. Yep. Normally we, while doing that jump, we place down two bombs and throw the second one across the way to actually blow open the hole early, but I guess Fricker's been playing AD or something and just went for the single bomb. But now we have the hammer, and we will be using that as soon as possible to kill the turtle enemies in this dungeon, as well as the final boss of this dungeon. No archery contest on the crystal switch there. Let's see if we get a sexy statue, which means you can actually move diagonal as you're pushing the statue, and then actually move diagonal up into it around the statue without having to nudge or anything. Gets the statue into place, and we'll be seeing our first occurrence of the mimic enemies. Oh, that was such a nice mimics room. Those are some of the most difficult rooms to optimize. Ooh, going for the dash after the arrow statue here. Alright, so our silly trick for this dungeon is the turtle dash. So the room right before the boss of this dungeon is a long hallway which has a few of the turtle enemies, and you can actually get through them by doing a hammer dash from the warp. So that's the strat he's going to be going for here in just a few rooms. Very nice turtle party room. Definitely no party to be had there. The turtles are sad, but we are happy. Alright, so here we go. Let's see this hammer dash into the turtles. Bonk. Nailed it. Oh, went for the key dash there, too. Oh, we'll talk about key dashes in a little bit, but let's watch this Helmasaur fight here. So he needs to apply 17 hits to the mask here with the hammer to actually break it off before he gets into the second phase. And if he waits to hit that 17th hit while a fireball is spawning, you can actually despawn all the fireballs. And now going for hammer hits here on the second phase. Ooh, that was nicely done, dude. You can actually, there's a small window there where you can hammer Helmasaur in the second phase, which does the same amount of damage as that Master Sword spin that you saw him do at the very, very end there. So 3 of those in a spin and you are done with the second phase. Now we're going to need Fricker to confirm or deny some of these facts. I mean, Tristan is presenting them as facts, so presumably.
What are these facts?
Wait, you don't have a chest like a rug? All right, so the key dashes I was talking about a little bit earlier. So normally if you're dashing and you have a key and you're trying to open a door, you'll just bonk into that door if you try dashing into it. But if you are aligned a multiple of 4 pixels away from that door, actually the unlock trigger of the door, which is a pixel away from the door itself, you'll actually hit the unlock trigger and then be able to dash cleanly through the door. And that sounds really difficult, like how the heck do you do that? Line yourself up a multiple of 4 pixels, but luckily everything on this game is on a grid, so we're gonna go for an instant hammer dash here. Oh, gets the RNG and nails it, let's go. That's a very risky strat that you don't normally see people do, but very cool to see.
I have no idea what happened there.
Good stuff. Alright, so we got a shovel now, which is cool. I really wish we got to keep this item for longer, but as soon as you dig up the flute here and collect it, that replaces the shovel. So unfortunately we don't get to keep that item throughout the rest of the game. But the flute is arguably pretty dang important in this run as well. We're actually going to go unlock the duck that's going to transport us and basically just be our Uber for the rest of this run. Got another spin dash here, which is a pretty important one to get by these enemies here, especially that guy there, which is the fastest guard in Hyrule. I'm pretty sure we're going to see another spin dash here as he's unlocking the bird. So all he did there was just hit Y and B at the same time, so that he plays the flute and then also starts his sword slash to set up for the spin dash. The spin dash is another swaggy strat. It looks really, really cool. Minimal time save, but definitely has that swag factor going for it. Nice menu buffer here to make sure he comes off those stairs cleanly. Very nicely executed there. Got the 3 musketeers here, dealt with nicely. And for this warp coming up here, we're going to see Fricker walk into it from the left side, and that's actually going to shorten this warp animation by about half a second. And the reason that happens is just kind of due to, I don't know if you can really even call it a bug, but it's just a condition in the code that is met on certain camera positions. So we try to put the camera in a very particular spot in order to get those quick warps. Oof. Trist, you are killing me, dude. That's too good. I'm stealing all of these, by the way. I hope you don't mind. Ham solo. Love it. Ham shot first. Alright. So we got a pretty important room coming up here in a few screens, which we refer to as the Hellway. And Fricker is going to be attempting to land on a very, very specific X-coordinate, exactly 1 X-coordinate. And if he does so, he can actually dash up all the way through this room right here if he gets good RNG. He gets the pixel. Oh, the RNG cleared out just in time for him to make it through. Heck yeah, let's go. So what is this the pot hammer dash? I'm trying, I don't know where this pot hammer dash for the silly strat is coming up. Oh, actually I do know what it is. It's our second trip through the conveyor toilet. And yeah, we'll talk about that a little more when we get there. But rest assured, it is a very risky strat, and he can actually soft lock if he does it incorrectly, so... Yeah, exactly what Czech said. If you hammer dash into that spiral staircase, Link just gets caught in a state of going up and down the stairs. I don't think there's a way to break out of it, other than actually I don't know how you get out of it. Because I don't think you can mirror. Maybe you can save and quit. I'm not sure. But yeah, we'll be seeing it right here. Oh, that was so
I about
close.
had a heart attack.
Oh, dude. I talked about it entirely too much, and I put the idea in his head, but he canceled the dash at one of the last possible moments, I'm sure. Holy crap. Alright, so scripted boss fight here. Nothing really to talk about. Blind's a scrub, and we're going to kill him quickly. Dude, that was an excellent blind fight. You can tell how good it was by where Blind ends up on that very last hit, and if he's not even close to that light, like his body wasn't even into it at all, then you had a very good blind.
Alright, so got both in Thieves Town?
Yep. I'll count that hot hammer dash, I suppose.
Oh god, that was... I thought I was gonna just go down those stairs with that hammer. Not good. We got 3 in Skullwoods, oh baby. Okay.
Yep.
Should be okay.
So we're gonna see, yeah, for sure. We're gonna see another early bomb jump in Skullwoods, which is very, very similar to the Hera one, but there's a lot less risk involved because if you fail that one, you're not going to fall 2 floors. You're only going to just reset to the beginning of the room. So not as big of a deal if you miss that one. Collecting some cash here. We need to purchase flippers later on, for which we need 500 rupees, so we're going to loot a few houses in the village of outcasts here, but we're also going to pick up this frog. Yo, the top rock talk for the frog there. Does save a few frames, but is a very finicky trick. That one wasn't even on the list, that was just a bonus. You guys are getting free content here. So if you've watched a lot of NMG runs in the past, but haven't necessarily watched too many recently, you may be wondering why Fricker mirrored early there. And the main reason for it is this method of getting the Tempered Sword is actually a little bit easier to execute for a human. There's just a lot less variance with it. You don't have to worry about picking up the big rock and throwing it as quickly as possible. So a little bit easier execution here means we can save, about half a second or so by doing things this way. But we do have another very important trick coming up here, which is the fence dash, which, as you can see by that command, requires 2 inputs at the same time, hitting left and A. Oh, he doesn't get it, but he does the redash. I'll throw in another $2 for missing fence dash. It's not on the list, but it's a trick that's near and dear to my heart, so... Alright, so Fricker is now entering my least favorite room in the entire video game, which is the mummy statue room. But, of course, Fricker is going to execute it perfectly, because that's just what Fricker does. He just has to rub it in my face. He's like, dude, this room is not that hard. I don't know why you struggle with it so much. We're going to get a dash in the mummy statue room on the revisit, actually, Owase. That is one of the strats that's on the list here. But first, we're going to see this early bomb jump here to get the fire rod. places the bomb super early so that it explodes as quickly as possible. He's going to go for it again, even though he missed it the first time, because he's an animal. He misses it twice. Going to go for it a third time. Oh, that's number 3.
Well,
Oh, okay, we're getting a little bit of a death warp here. So the other kind of interesting thing about this is that his bomb count is going to be a little low.
right.
There are definitely some spots that he can grab them, but now he is actually out of bombs, so he's either going to have to hover or do this the casual intended way.
I cannot hover today, man.
Yeah, hovering is pretty much impossible to be consistent at. Like, I'm pretty sure anyone is capable of hovering at least once in their life, and I encourage everyone to try it. But it's a very, very difficult trick to actually be consistent with. And under marathon conditions, definitely a trick that is easy to miss. Does anyone know where there are bombs in this dungeon?
Yeah, I don't think I'm going to get the hover off today. I'm not really sure. Sometimes you feel it, sometimes you don't.
Yeah, it's
I'll try
very
a
much
few
a
more
trick
times.
that you kind of have a feeling for, more or less. And some days it feels good, and other days it just ain't gonna happen. But it's all good. I know Fricker is gonna recover just fine. But he's not giving up at all. Dude, these guys are impossible to hit. They're ninjas. Yeah, I suppose if you want to fall in that hole, there are some bombs down there if you want to fall down that and not do it the casual way.
Yeah, I'm not giving up on this. I'll get it.
All right. I have faith in you, dude. Let's go, chat. Let's get some love in here for Fricker. Cheer him on as he tries to get this hover. You got this, man.
I don't know what it is. It's just not working for some reason. All right, I'll try one more time and then I'll just go the old-fashioned way. I don't want to waste too much time.
Nah, that's all good. You got plenty.
Like, I can't even make it a pixel right now. It's so strange. I don't know.
Yeah, so just to explain the trick that he's doing here and why it's so difficult, he can only release the A button for exactly 1 frame, or else he's gonna fall. And for a game that runs at 60 FPS, that is super difficult.
All right, I guess I'll have to give up on that. Throw in another $2.
That was a great attempt, though.
I got no words for that, honestly. Is there even a bomb down here?
There is, yeah. In the circle of pods. I think it's like bottom left or something. Like left side, bottom 1 or something. What the heck? Where is this thing? Oh, there it is. My bad. Yeah, you can tell that
but...
we pretty much never come into this room. Unless something really bad goes wrong.
Hello? What
happens?
Those
doors are we got that Dyson technology installed. There we go. Now we got the fire rod. And he can just bonk over here to get back out, and now we're back on track. We don't have any bombs, which is somewhat of a concern, but there's some chests and some drops that we can grab a little bit later on. It should get him back to where he needs to be. Goes for the dash in the mummy statue room revisit and gets it. Got another little trick that's going to be coming up here. Normally when we open the second part of Skull Woods here with the fire rod, we just do it from directly below, but you can actually do it from the left as well. which is a tighter window, but nails it nicely. So that's 2 tricks down.
Why
not? Nice, dude. A lot of creative strats coming out here. Oh, and look at this mummy hellway. That was clean. That was just a pleasure to watch. Oh, sword beams here are awful. Holy crap. So sword beams, not a great state to have most of the time. Sometimes it can feel nice, and I know when I played as a kid, I loved sword beams because you just be so far away and just kill everything. But in speedrun setting, we really don't like them just because of their hitbox and how they do way less damage than an actual sword slash does. But that was a really nice Mothula fight. Didn't even really get a chance to talk about it, but only 1 spike missing out of there. Pretty sure that translates into a 9 out of 10 fight. Cosmic bonk, I like it. Yo, Trisnell, if you're around, dude, can we get a total update for the donations? We've got to be getting really, really close to that $1,500 mark. Alright, so this segment is Ice Palace. And we got to do a little bit of item collection before that point, but one thing you're going to hear here is Fricker playing the flute before he transitions the screen. And that's going to come into play in the very first room of Ice Palace. And we'll kind of explain it a little bit more once we actually get to that point. Total right now is $1,449.86. Holy crap, y'all. We are so close to 1,500. I have full faith that we can crush that during this run. So even if you guys can't donate, that's totally understandable. But if you can just get the word out somehow, tell your friends, tell your parents, tell your pets, tell whoever will listen that this amazing event is going on and for a great cause. Oh, the early toss. Nice, dude. So that probably looked a little strange. You're like, wait, he didn't even throw that rock into the middle of the ring, but the catfish still came out. There's actually a small window where you can throw that rock from where it will land outside of the circle, but will still trigger the catfish. So farming some hearts here does get back up to full, which is really nice without taking more damage. And this is what we did all of our looting for in Village of Outcasts, is to buy the flippers from the king of Zora's domain, who's even more of an extortionist than Kiki the monkey. I don't know, I guess you get way more value out of the flippers though, I guess. I just wish he would have a sale, like at some point, or some sort of deal. Or like, buy flippers and get a 10-pack of bombs free or something. Like, that would come in super handy right now. Tristan, you're gonna have to translate that for me, please. Ice Palace. I don't know. I can't even guess. But coming up on the first room of Ice Palace here, there's a reason that we played the flute, and that is to change how our Fire Rod AoE interacts with sprites. And by doing that, we actually end up killing that Freezor there at the top of the room just a little bit faster. Saves a few frames. Yo, we did it! Let's go. Yo, Liam's dog. Thank you so much for the donation of $10. And Deadlink, thank you so much, dude, for $50. Yo, Deadlink, thank you so much, man. That is awesome. Big shout outs to D-Link for not only being super generous with his money, but also his time in creating all these layouts and graphics for us, which just look absolutely fantastic. But that is incredible, guys. I can't believe that we've actually surpassed that mark. Good bomb pickup there. Very smart here to use the boomerang to hit that crystal switch. Normally we would use a bomb, but Fricker needs to use one right here in order to actually blow open this hole. Oh, that was really close. He almost got boosted out of the area and locked out from the pegs. Luckily, these Stalfos enemies here will 100% always drop bombs, so he's going to get 2 more there. And then there is I think actually 2 here is... I mean, it's not great, but it's better than the situation than we were in before. But there are some more in Swamp, in the Light World portion of it, in the dam. There's a chest there that has 3 bombs in it that he can also pick up. Nice bomb jump there. This is a very, very important bomb jump for this dungeon. Otherwise, we have to go through it the casual way, which requires a bunch of backtracking, which no one ever wants to do. That bomb jump is a little more lenient and friendly than the one we saw in Palace of Darkness. I'm going to be going for a trick here called the stair clip. Recently found. Shoutouts to Jakey Numbers. So he gets the right side exit as well. So there are some really, really weird properties with ice and Link's movement on him. And if you release a spin in that manner with some angled momentum, you can actually just clip directly through those stairs. Getting the right side exit there, I'm pretty sure, is a pixel perfect trick as well, so very impressive for Fricker to pull that off. And now we're going to be falling into the cold stair fight here, which I believe he's going to be going for a double poke strat, but he's going to be doing it from the opposite side that you normally see. Normally, Link will be standing to the left and going for the pokes here, but Fricker's going to do it to the left instead. Unfortunately, the puffs spread out, so he's got to be a little bit careful here. Oh, any hit from the puffs will kill him. He's sitting on 4 hearts. Oh, these dodges, though. Now he's sitting on 2 hearts. Now an ice block will kill him. Oh, the select buffer coming in clutch. So he can tell which direction the ice blocks are going to be separating. Very, very heads up, smart play there. Oh my god. That puff was moving so fast. What was that? Holy crap, dude. Alright, I almost had 7 heart attacks. How many did you almost have?
What is this run?
This is one of the greatest runs I've ever seen in my entire life, is what it is.
That left side double poke is really finicky sometimes.
Yeah.
That's okay, though. It's fine. Now I'm nervous I'm going to be over my estimate. Jeez Louise.
Nah, dude, you're fine.
Oh, boy. Well, at least Swamp will be easy.
Are you gonna grab the Light World Dam bomb chest? I would recommend it.
Really?
I mean, you're sitting on 1 bomb right now.
What else do I need a bomb for?
I mean...
Right? I only need 1 bomb.
I'm looking at the list here to see if there's anything crazy on there. I guess so.
I'll grab an extra one in Swamp just in case I miss Dash out.
Yeah, that's fine.
2 should be plenty.
Yo, the Chex Cat.
No!
Oh no. This is the bird on the dash there. That's unfortunate.
That bird's
But Chex Cat, thank you so much for that donation of $10. Even the cats and dogs are raining money.
You are not gonna like me in this dungeon.
Oh yeah, so the silly strat they're going for here is doing every single hammer dash that is possible, and that makes sense in this dungeon. Normally those hammer dashes really don't save a ton of time, but they sure look heckin' cool, so we're gonna do as many of them as possible.
Oops.
Yo, Anonymous, thank you so much for that donation of $10. You guys are killing it right now. Going for the anti-fairy skip here. Oh, that was so close, dude.
I don't know
Holy
how I did
crap.
that.
That is a very, very tight window. I honestly can't believe you made that either, because I was looking at that anti-fairy position while the cutscene was going on, and it didn't look too favorable, but you made it anyway.
Alright, let it begin.
Nice. Shoutouts to Amchan, getting that dash through all 3 Tektites there. Gonna be doing another hammer dash here. Gets bad RNG, gets blocked by one of those Tektites there.
Yeah, that's just RNG. There's not much I could have done about that.
Yeah. But does pick up an extra bomb there, which is really nice. Yo, Zand! Holy crap. You guys are going nuts right now. Thank you so much for that donation of $50. Guys, are we going to break 2,000? Is that a thing that's going to happen tonight? Oh, grabbing the wall, saving lag frames by not drawing the shield. That is beastly. I have full faith and confidence that we can break 2K. I've learned my lesson, and I am not going to underestimate the power of nerds who love video games. Got another hammer dash here. Nicely done. That one can be a little risky just because of the RNG involved, but now we're going to be hammer dashing all these key pots as well, which is slower usually than just walking up to the pot and dashing out. But we're going for cool looks and swag here. I'm totally expecting you to just like throw in a hammer dash somewhere where there aren't even any pots, just to do it.
Hello? Oh man.
$1,579.86, our new total. You guys seriously are amazing, and thank you so much for your generosity. Another hammer dash there. Man, I should have been keeping count of how many we've actually seen here.
I've hit every... Wow, 1 out of 4 chance. Let's go.
Oh, great.
I've hit every one that I could so far, so...
Yeah, that was some unfortunate jelly RNG there. Nothing you can really do about that. Just depends on what frame you enter the room, I'm pretty sure. Oh, we should have had topside dash here.
Oh, jeez. One of these moments.
Or are you going to hammer dash all of these pots here with under the rupees? Heck, yes you are. Now that one definitely doesn't save time because the lag created from all those rupee drops there is quite significant and ends up losing you time, but looks very, very cool.
Ouch.
Another hammer dash here. Yeah, exactly, Corey.
That was the last one. Run!
Run, Nick!
All these different strats have me discombobulated.
Yeah.
I'm really upset I missed Armos. I worked so hard on that. That's alright though.
It's a really tough strat, man. You still have another Armos fight too, so
that one's even harder. So, I messed up.
But that would just
easy one.
That would be the ultimate redemption, though, right?
I'll try. Can't wait to get arc variable. Holy mother of I need arrows. Okay. Well. Oops.
Alright, so boss fight coming up here. Fricker is going to be going for what we call the zero cycle strat, and zero cycle just refers to the fact that Argus is not going to be able to do his hurricane attack where he spins out the puffs around him as long as Fricker kills all these puffs quickly enough, and it looks like he got it. Nicely done. So we avoid that phase entirely. That saves us about 6 to 7 seconds. Also gets the quick kill on the second phase, saving another second. That was a really clean fight, dude. So the way he executed that was by holding his sword out and doing an item dash with the hook shot. And doing that actually puts you into the same glitch state as when you do a spin dash and you go for super speed after that. But in this case, it also has another effect to where any puff that you pull in to you will actually be killed instantly with your sword that's held out. But the catch is you have to rehook the puff after that within a very, very specific and tight window of frames, or else you will drop your sword and not be able to poke any of the enemies. So it is one of the most difficult, if not the most difficult, quick kill in this entire run. And Fricker just pulled it off flawlessly. Alright, so we got a little more item collection that's going to happen in this segment. We need to grab the Ether Medallion to actually open the Mire dungeon. And we'll also be grabbing the Ice Rod for later on in Turtle Rock to kill Trinex. It's literally the only use for it in this run. Nice stair climbs here. So we just talked about sword out hook dashing, but it has yet another property that you can abuse, which is moving upstairs really, really fast. Nice side hop there. So we talked about quick hops a little bit before. You can do quick hops pretty easily on any ledge where you don't have to face north. For the ones that you do face north, though, you have to actually be facing either left or right. So Fricker just does some specific movement there to actually turn and face left and then quick hop off of that ledge. Are you doing Ice Rod spin speed? Let's find out together. Oh yeah. Okay, that's one way to do it.
I've never done that before.
Technically, you got Ice Rod spin speed. Normally, you do it after collecting the Ice Rod, not before, but that was still cool, though.
Today I learned.
Alright, so you may have noticed that Fricker picked up that rock from the bottom there, and that caused the duck to fly off the screen at a very particular height. And we talked about the altitude variable, kind of briefly mentioned it earlier in Ice Palace with playing the flute. So the height that that duck flies off at actually sets a variable that we refer to as the altitude variable, and that controls a number of things in this game. Most notably, though, for this dungeon, it controls where the area of effect damage from the fire rod actually occurs. So there's the original origin wherever the fire rod actually connects, but then it's offset by that altitude variable. So by setting that to a very specific value, we can actually hit things with the fire rod that are in completely different rooms from the one we're in. And you're going to see that's used in 3 different spots throughout this dungeon, and I will call those out once we get there. Our silly strats here for Mire are going to be a torches strat that you pretty much never see because it's pretty sure it might be pixel perfect, or there may be just a very, very small window for it. Usually we light the very last torch from below it, but there's actually a little tiny window that you can actually shoot from the left of the torch through a block. Yo, the 4 bomb drop there, he is definitely healthy on that ammo count. Alright, let's see this torch lighting here. Got the left one. Yo, we got it! Let's go! So you can actually light that torch there without actually needing to push the block. But very, very tight window there for him to hit that. It is a little bit faster too. Not by much, but a little bit. A second? Don't think it's a full second. But it is an amount. I could be wrong. All right, we're going to be going for Spark Gamble here. We're hoping to get a boost from this Spark. We're going to run into it intentionally and hope that he throws us into the stairs just like that. Oh, Jaden Ledge. I forgot about that one. So we were talking about side hops and quick hops a little bit earlier, and there's a very, very tight one that you can do here. Fricker is going for it. He gets it the second try. That's a bonus one thrown in there for y'all. All right, so we talked a little bit about that altitude variable, and the strats that we're doing here are called spooky action glitch. And the second part of the setup here is when we place this cane block, we actually need to kick up some dust just by tapping the A button before we actually place the block. Otherwise, our altitude variable that we work so hard to set to a specific value is going to be overwritten. So you see he's going to shoot this spike here with the fire rod, and it's actually going to hit the crystal switch that is way, way above it. Which saves us quite a bit of time in this room, but also in this room. He's going to go for a dash out strat here, but unfortunately gets a little hecked up by the Stalfos there. He's also going to shoot a torch here and hit the crystal switch directly above it. You might have been able to see it change there at the top of the room. But that is some very cool tech that was found, I think, about a year ago, something like that, but saves a significant amount of time in this dungeon, about 10 seconds. Now we got the Vitreous fight here. Going to be hoping for no lightning attacks by killing all of these eyes quickly. No lightning, so that's a 0 cycle. Finishes the second phase off with 8 arrows, and we're good to go. Nice mire.
Yo, that torch. No. Jeez. Did not expect that.
That was sick, dude.
I tested it and practiced a little bit. I'm pretty sure it is pixel perfect.
Okay.
Alright, what do we got next? 3 and T-Rock. One shouldn't be too bad. I'm going to try Brahmin, even if I get weird RNG. I'm just going to go for it. We'll see what happens.
Cool. Yeah, that sounds good. You can at least see a really cool item dash with the Cane of Samaria, if nothing else, if it even if it doesn't work. But the first trick that he's going to be going for is called the Waffle House drive-through. And I encourage you to put the Waffle House command in chat, and Helposaur will direct you to a very important link that you all need to watch at some point. Wait, preferably until after Fricker's run, but that is what we don't want that to look like. What we want it to look like is hopefully what Fricker's going to do here, where he's going to get super speed by doing a hook dash, and he's going to try to... Oh, the RNG! Holy crap, he makes it through. And that is basically the Waffle House drive-thru. Had to kind of deal with one squirrel there, but made it through relatively cleanly. Oh, that squirrel didn't block him. Okay, cool. I kind of thought you were blocked there. Dude, staying on the grid in that room is impossible. Alright, no squirrel block there either. Pretty dang friendly overworld, I have to say. So I'm going to count that as a completion for Waffle House.
I don't remember if I got the fairy in pod.
I don't remember either, but I want to say you didn't. So you should still be on the ferry drop. Alright, so the next strat that he's going to be going for that you don't normally see, it's kind of an RNG dependent thing. It's going to be in the Chomp's room here in a few screens, and he is going to do an item dash with the Cane of Samaria, which is going to create a block, and he's actually going to dash directly into that block, which is going to send it flying to the top of the room. And then he's going to activate that block when it's aligned with the switches. Oh, nice top. Oh, no. Got the top dash on the rollers there to get iframes to hopefully just pass through the second one, but unfortunately his iframes ran out just before, so ended up taking a little bit of damage there. Oh, a fairy dropped in DLC room of Skullwood, so unfortunately we won't be seeing that fairy drop unless we work our way back around to the pack. But here we go with the item dash. Oh, that RNG was so bad. And that is that's why it's kind of like an RNG specific thing, is because there are some RNGs where you definitely do not want to do that strat. It needs to be very careful here, because any hit he takes obviously is going to kill him. Oh, okay, we're good. No worries. But this dungeon is pretty rough in the speedrun. We only have the green mail here. The game expects you to definitely at least have the blue mail, probably some other safety items as well. Pretty much everything in this dungeon, the chomps, the pokies, the lasers do 4 hearts of damage to Link with the green mail, so pretty significant chunk of our health. Alright, so we got the magic drop there, a little bit further into the pack. Yo, the chest turn on the big key, let's go. So you can do a chest turn like that by pressing whatever direction you want to turn, and oh, the cane dash and the pokey revisit. Holy crap, let's go. Dude, that looks so awesome. I love that strat. But yeah, for chest turns, you just press the direction you want to face and A on the same frame. Okay, we got 2 drops from that pokey. There's a heart. That's helpful. Alright, 1.5 hearts. That's definitely more than 1/2. You know, nice key dash there by staying aligned on the grid. He was a multiple of 4 pixels away from the trigger there to unlock the door. No. Oh, no, dude, what happened? The switch, I guess, didn't flip in time, so unfortunately did not stand on the pegs to get iframes there. The pegs just didn't come up in time, so ended up taking a hit from the roller there, but it's really not that big of a deal because that gave him quite a bit of his health back, and he doesn't have to redo all of these rooms in full or anything. A lot of these are going to be open already, so he can just work his way through them and then get back to where he was. Luckily, I mean, the biggest thing is that he already has the big key, so he doesn't have to do any of that that trek down there and back. That cane dash, though, was frickin' hot. That was a pleasure to watch. Oh, and the arrow farming. That's the real strat right there. If you're low on arrows, just die so you can go through the dungeon again and pick up more arrows. So we're back in double pokies here. We could actually work our way around to the fairy drop again if we get good luck here. Unfortunately not. We did get around to the beginning of the pack. The beginning of the pack there is that heart drop that you saw. Alright, we're back to revisit our nemesis here. Does get the iframes this time, so you can just walk through that roller. Going for the squeeze, gets it nicely. And we're just a short little gondola ride away from the laser skip. And the way that works is these lasers are going to be firing at Fricker, and he's going to be trying to dash to a chest which contains a small key that we need to finish the dungeon. And the way this works is only the front part, the very, very front parts of the laser actually has a hitbox. So as long as you get past it and are only colliding with the back part of it, you will not take any damage. You can just dash on by. And Fricker did the most optimal strat there, which is dashing directly through the beetle. Nice cane dash here in the peg puzzle room as well. Man, Fricker is just putting on a show. I mean, there have been a few hiccups here and there, but some of these strats he's nailing are just awesome. Alright, try next fight now. Gonna be going for backdoor strats. Helps this fight go just a little bit faster. And honestly, I think it's a little bit safer, just because you're pretty much never going to get an ice shot from the right head there. Going to be attempting to get a quick kill on the second phase here by spinning in a very specific spot, which is going to give him a double hit, and then he just needs one more slash to finish the boss off. Nicely executed. And that is Turtle Rock.
I don't think I'm gonna have enough time to finish here. How am I looking? I got like what, 5.5 minutes to do GT and Ganon?
No.
How much time do I get? Okay.
Yeah,
I'm kind of close, but
for like 20 minutes. So
yeah, this run's been pretty rough. The strats are really throwing me off. They're pretty tough, but we're doing this for the fun, and I guess I'm glad I messed some stuff up because then I get to donate.
Yeah, for sure, man. It's totally understandable. And plus, I think the next run that's coming up is our last run anyway, so it's not really a huge deal if we go a little bit into its time. But I got faith, dude. You got this. GT, though, is going to be chock full of silly, risky strats that Fricker's going to be going for.
Boy.
The first one that we're going to see that's a little bit different from normal is the Ice Armos fight. And the version of that fight that he's going to be going for is incredibly difficult. I don't think it can be overstated, actually, just how difficult it is. But if he pulls it off, it is incredibly cool. But G-Tower in and of itself is a very cool dungeon to watch be executed quickly. There really isn't any just filler room or anything like that. In any part of this dungeon, every room is pretty much packed with action and enemies and different combinations of puzzles that we really haven't seen up until this point. It's just kind of a really nice culmination of everything that we've done up in the run up to this point. Alright, so once he bombs open this floor here, going to be falling into the Ice Armos fight. Probably a really, really good idea to grab those 10 arrows there in case something does go wrong with this strat. So you see he's going to bonk on this wall here, and that's going to set him up in a good position for this fight, hopefully. And dealing with the lag is probably one of the most difficult parts of this strat, and that I wouldn't say is flawless execution of that strat, but that was still damn impressive. I will definitely count that as a completion, because that strat is just stupid hard. Alright, so next risky, silly strat we're going to be going for here is a frame perfect trick. He's going to try to clip one of these mimics out of bounds. Oh, I think he got it. Oh no. So yeah, he needed to move exactly 1 frame to the right there during that pause to clip that mimics out of bounds. I don't think he got it, unfortunately. Okay. That's one way to get some health back and potentially retry the Myra Mimics, I guess. It's called Myra Mimics because Miramong, I believe, is the runner who discovered that this was even possible in the first place. Dang. Didn't get it second try either, but definitely some solid attempts. Yeah, and like trying to do this Mimics room when you're doing a strat that you're not accustomed to can definitely be rather strange to recover from. Nice. Alright, we got through Mimics 2. Only sitting on 2 hearts here, so I would not look down on Fricker in the least if he decides to grab some safety fairies on this bridge coming up here. Ooh, down to 1 heart. Needed to dodge that spike at the end there to stay alive. Oh, he's skipping the fairies. Holy crap. Alright, so we got a 1 heart gauntlet coming up here. Now, if that isn't a challenge, I don't know what it is. There is a category called any percent no EG, which does Ganon's Tower with 5 hearts. But, oh no! Just starts that dash just a little bit too early and ends up running into the spike. But you know what this means. We've got another shot at the Mimic strat. Yeah, he's going all out, taking all the damage. Dang, missed it again. Luckily, he does still have a good amount of arrows just from the drops he's been getting, so perfectly fine refighting these mimics each time. And these mimics rooms are just super tough. Obviously, their movement is keyed off of Link's movement, and optimizing those rooms is very tough. Oh, goes for the bow dash in the spike room. Unfortunately, gets hit early on. But that is also a very cool looking strat. I know Scrivo is a big fan of it. It's actually really fast too. It's one of the fastest strats in that room. So it's not just like a silly swaggy thing. Alright, so now we have twice the amount of health. Well, I'm a liar now. We did have twice the amount of health coming up here. Alright, that dash there is actually pretty precise. So, ooh, that heart is so tempting, but that Beamos, he was like, I see you, bro. I know you want that. Alright, gonna try to snipe this Zazik out of the way while dodging all of these Beamos. Holy crap, this is an exciting G-Tower. Normally in NMG, like when you're coming through here, you have plenty of hearts and you're really never worried about too worried about dying, so this is quite the experience. Alright, so now we got the we saw the Armos refight, now we have the Landmo refight. We end up refighting all of the Light World bosses, gets a 1-cycle Landmo. Feels good, man. Now he's got some magic and some arrows and a heart that he can grab here. And he's going to be attempting a strat on these Wizrobes. Normally we would use the Cane of Samaria, but you can also 1-cycle these Wizrobes with the bow, which is on our strat list. And he gets it! He gets Wiz 1, let's go! So kind of the same thing for Wiz 2 here, except there... Oh no! The bridge! That had to be just a stupid frame roll. Oh, dude, he one cycles Wiz 2 with the bow. Let's go. That strat is really, really difficult and very tight. But, man, it is so cool to watch. Oh, goes for the torch dash there on the third torch. It's magic refill. Alright, so we are approaching the Moldorm 2 hover. Oh, he gets the bottom lighting on both of those torches. The under. That is a very, very tight window there to get that. So, okay. I believe Fricker will be attempting the hover at least a few times here, I would guess. I know he didn't have much success with it earlier on, but that doesn't mean anything. I know that he can get it at any point. But yeah, if you're not feeling it, you're just not feeling it. If your hands don't feel right, and you know, especially in a marathon setting, it's really, really tough to execute under pressure like that. So can't fault him in the least. Oh. Okay, I thought Moldorm was going to be a bully there. So in the Japanese 1.0 version, there's a glitch where you can actually take damage while Link is falling, and there's just nothing you can do about it. So as you're falling there, Moldorm can actually hit you if he's close enough to the edge. Okay. And you saw there he did farm a heart from the Wizarobes down there, which is a very good idea because if he falls again and falls on those spikes, he would have died. Gonna wait for, okay, just bypassing the hover, totally understandable. Just wanting to finish the run at this point. Gonna go for a really cool strat here in the Helma hallway. Shoutouts to Dom Turchi for that strat. Very cool, something you don't really see a lot of runners doing, but does save a pretty good chunk of frames. So now we have the Aghanim refight, and we get some bonus Aghanims in this fight. They will always shoot out energy shots, but as you can see there, the real Aga can actually fire out blue balls. Fricker playing it just a little bit safe here because he is low on health. Dying here would be pretty tragic, but he does finish up the fight nicely. And now we just have the Ganon fight. So for Ganon, we got some silly stuff coming up here. So normally what we do in Phase 4 is we damage Ganon with spin attack with a tempered sword. And there's a window of frames that we have to do so, but you can actually also do the same thing just by slashing him in a very specific window of frames. A little bit tighter than the spin, a little more difficult, but Fricker's going to be going for that here once he gets to Phase 4. Right now he's going to try to get the 1-in-1. Doesn't get the double spin at the bottom, but he's going to do a bunch of ring dashes here and get this double spin, and he's just, we just needed a few more dashes inside the circle there, but unfortunately gets clipped by one of the fire bats in the ring, but that's not really too bad of a thing because you're going to have a lot more health to play with now. He can actually take a hit from one of those fire bats and be just fine. I believe that's correct, Ian. So using the hookshot there to give Link some iframes. Link cannot be damaged while he is in that hooking animation. Dodging some bats there. That was some fancy footwork. But now we are into Phase 3, and we need Ganon to stop warping. Please, Ganon, please. So it's a 50-50 chance as to whether he actually lands and you can hit him, clearing out another set of tiles, or he just warps away and you just have to hold your hat in your hand and cry. But there's the last hit on phase 3. Now he's going to be getting the torch glitch here by lighting this left torch before the right one goes out. And since he successfully executed that, the right torch is going to stay lit. Dude, these slashes are so cool. It just looks so swaggy, honestly. Just sitting there waiting. Just like, I know what you're going to do. I know your games. Nice. I remember watching Fricker's stream when he first started playing around with this, and it was one of the greatest things I've ever watched. He was just so stoked when he figured out that you could do this. He's like, dude, this is just so easy. Why don't we do this? So yeah, normally we would just be spinning Ganon here in that window of frames we have. But going with some swaggy sword slashes. What's nice is you don't have to walk around with your sword held out by doing this, which slows down Link's movement and also can create a little bit of lag, so he's saving frames in some sense. But I do believe he needs 2 times as many hits as a result, which is why he's using the torch to do these lightings here, so that he ensures that he has enough magic to finish this. Ooh, almost got that one. That would have been really impressive. Nice. I have not been keeping track of how many hits have actually landed. And so the other thing about this is that window of frames can either expand or contract depending on when you actually light the torch. If you light the torch pretty much as soon as he lands, you have a big window of frames. But if you light the torch like towards the end of his landing, that window becomes much, much tighter. And there we go. Ganon is dead. Yo, GG Fricker. And he's going for the Triforce dash. Dude, that was a super entertaining run. Thank you so much for putting that on.
Sorry guys, that took so long. That was a rough run.
Dude, no worries at all. It was still very entertaining, and I'm sure everyone enjoyed it. So, great job, man.
All right, sorry. I know. I think I'm. Oh, am I still under by a couple minutes, maybe? I don't know. I'm horrible. Those strats were so hard. How much time do I have, or am I over?
We got about 3 minutes before the next run is scheduled to start, so okay. We gotta flip over pretty quickly here. But if there's anything you want to say to wrap up?
Yes, I want to do this one time. I worked so hard on it. Just once.
Oh, are we gonna see some Armos?
Yes, I was so depressed that if I do this my first time, I'm gonna cry. All right, so this is a strat that pretty much, I think I've only ever seen 2 runners ever go for in runs. All right, I'm gonna get it this time, I promise.
Okay, it wasn't first try, so he's not gonna cry. So we've at least established that. So that was definitely a much cleaner start.
Dude. There we go. We got it, so ladies and gents.
Oh man, what an awesome strat. Well, thanks for showing that off, man.
1304 too, so that strat saves a lot. But thank you guys so much for letting me run this. I know it was kind of painful to watch, but hopefully you guys laughed. And either Greenham or Dead Link, whoever's keeping track, will keep me posted on how much I need to donate. $2 for every strat that I messed up. So this run is losing me lots of money. All right, so I'm gonna switch over to this here real quick. Thank you so much for the commentary as well, Greenham.
Hey, my pleasure, man. It was a lot of fun.